If you ain't watching the haves and the have-nots on Tuesday nights and you ain't at work, I don't know what the fuck you over there watching on Tuesday night. Child, this episode of the haves and have-nots gave me everything I needed and did a bag of chips, bitch. I was all in, all the way, 100%. I was loving it. I had got a little worried because you know Tyler can't take it sometimes. He get to acting like his nighttime soap opera is one of his plays, and I don't be here for that shit. But child, yeah, he came through on last night. Did y'all watch it? I sure hope y'all did, but if you didn't watch it, let me tell you what happened, child. Okay? Now let's go back to Candace's house, and she was out there beating on poor little Miss DeLone. Now, I was surprised, just as surprised as you all were, because now she done beat the woman, blooded her nose and every damn thing, and turned her over and asked the girl, is you ready to tell the truth now? And child, Miss DeLong said yes. So I was like, wait a minute, hold up, stop the presses, bitch, what? Cause last week we just knew Candace was reaching. That's what we thought. But come to find that, child, these con artists, they know what they be talking about. I wouldn't know nothing about that because I ain't never been a con artist, but I know con artist ways, okay? So, old girl say yeah, and come to find out, Miss DeLone been offered $25,000 from Oscar to find a way to make Candace have to release her bank information so he can rob her of all her coins. Now, we had no idea. Did y'all know? Don't say y'all knew and y'all didn't know, because we ain't know. I ain't know anyway. But child, yes, Miss DeLong was involved in it. So when Candace found that out, she like, well, girl, give me them 25 because he done stole all my money, okay? Come to find out, Miss DeLong say she done spent that 25K, and I'm like, girl, first of all, you stupid as hell because you only got $25,000, and you mean to tell me you gonna take that little old measly amount of money just to cross a bitch like Candace, who just might find out, and you got to deal with this hoe again? That's all you asked this hoe for was $25,000. I mean, this motherfucker only offered you $25,000. Child, when I tell you people, baby, you ain't giving me no beans you ain't gonna give me no motherfucking refried beans and ask me to risk my life. Hell nah, bitch, you better come with the filet mignon or you gonna kiss my ass. That's what you gonna do. Well, Candace want that $25,000. Miss DeLong say she done spent that money, but she'll go to her credit union and see what she can get. When she said credit union, Candace said, oh, make it $100,000 then. She like, I don't know if I'm ready to get there. She said, well, you better make a loan. You better do something. Child, I don't know what to tell you, but you better have my money. Okay? That's what she said. Okay? Girl, get my coins. Don't act like you done forgot. And I'm like, Lord. And then she gave us some more stipulations, y'all. She told us, she said, when you bring me my 100,000, I'ma need my son and a letter of recommendation from you, stating that I should have custody of my son. Child, how Miss DeLong gonna come up with all that? I don't know shit. If you ask me, I'm like random TV reviews. Miss DeLong probably on a plane somewhere trying to help the Atlantic City and see if she could double some coins to try to get Candace paid out. Because she don't look like the type of hoe gonna run nowhere. I don't know if she would or not. But she just don't strike me as that type of woman, okay? I forgot. This the review I don't cuss in. Okay. Excuse me if you heard anything I said. All right. Now let's go over to the campaign headquarters and Oscar there. And David arrives as well, and he tells him that he has not obtained Veronica's address yet, but he did find the detective who took those photos of Benny and Veronica, and he told him that Maggie was the person that hired that man. So now David know that Maggie actually did cross him, which he kind of suspected it. So of course she upsetting her feelings and everything like that, because girl, you should have known better. He told you in that room, even though he told you after he had them banged your boss with his mandingo, that if you cross me or if I find out you lying to me about knowing anything more about these pictures being leaked, then I'm going to have a problem with you and I'm never going to speak to you again. Girl, you already knew that. But see, David just don't know. He may have opened up a whole nother set of worms for him. David must got some good pain because these women act like they can't act right. Now you got Veronica, she went crazy because she thought he was giving it away. Now Maggie finna go crazy because he ain't gonna give it to her no more. Child, I got a feeling in this season we ain't gonna have to worry about seeing no rabbit in no pot. We might see Veronica or David in a pot, depending on how crazy this Vanilla love drop get, because Vanilla is upset, baby. He done put that mandingo on her and he ain't trying to hit it. Child. And she gonna flip. I just know this girl is gonna flip. Child. Landon was trying to apologize, but that man knew all along that Maggie had something to do with that. He figured that out after in the hotel room, so we not gonna even spend no more time on that. Now, next thing we see Katherine arriving at the campaign headquarters, and she come there to talk to David about why he ain't working to try to get Veronica out of jail. Of course, you know David, I'm working on it. That man know he got one voice. He got one monotone voice. I'm working on it. He ain't never got no excitement in it. Ain't no sorrow. It's just the same all the ways. And Katherine not really feeling it. She's more or less saying, you know, look, we done all been cheated on at some point in time, but this ain't the time to be worried about that. We need to be working together to try to get these people out of jail, okay? While she's saying all that, her phone had been going off for the longest, and we didn't know why. So Katherine get frustrated, and she answers her phone because it has been ringing incessantly. And she, basically, it was the banker. It was the man from the bank, okay? But instead of her listening, she goes off about being busy. That's why she has been ignoring his calls. Asked him, haven't you been watching the news? I got a whole lot of stuff going on right now. I ain't got time to be dealing with you. When I got time, I will call you. Don't call me. And she hung that phone up. Now, girl, that's going to turn out to be that you're going to regret doing it, because you might have should have listened to what that man was trying to tell you, because, girl, your son. But we'll talk about that a little bit more as we get into this review. Now, David tells Katherine, that Maggie is the one that got him out of jail. And Katherine started asking, well, why didn't she get Jim out? And like a thief in the night, because Maggie wasn't in there, right? Maggie appears and say, because I ain't want to. It's risky. And she tells Katherine that she needs to distance herself from him as well. But Katherine not leaving him in this predicament. She gonna ride with him, and she got ride for Jim, even if she got to ride alone, even though they can't hardly stand each other, okay? So that's where we at with that. Next we see DA girl, and she called down there to the bank president, who she been trying to get hold to all day, but he been avoiding her phone calls. And when she get him on the phone, she asks him, haven't you been getting my emails and my messages and things of that nature? He say he been busy. Well, she asked him, did you have a chance to see the paperwork that was signed by the judge for Wyatt to have his money released? The banker looked like he needed a drink and all this mess, but he asked her, you know, you do realize that Wyatt is a junkie, right? Well, DA girl wants to be cute and say to him, who are you? Are you some type of professional therapist or a doctor? The man say, no, I'm a friend of the family, and his parents sit on the board at the bank. And well, she tell him, well, you see the paperwork is signed by a judge. He said, yeah, I see that. She said, well, when he comes down there, you need to release his money or you'll be in violation of the law, tampering with the protection of a witness under police protection. So give him his funds and don't attempt to call his parents or contact his parents in any way about this matter. If you do, you will have the power of the law come down on you, the fist of the law. And that man looked like he wanted to just say, that man was shaking, y'all. He was like he was going through it. I looked at him, and all I could see is him saying, be a shield, Lord. Be a shield. Because he looked like he was disgusted and frustrated at the same time. I said, why y'all take that poor man down like that there? Why y'all taking him down through there? So, the next is to answer random TV reviews. Y'all remember I told y'all in my last Han review, go watch them because they do have and have nots, and they do a wonderful job. I done told y'all they give you the key phrase: 2 up, 2 down, and a holler. Okay, that's what they give you, but they are very entertaining. And I was watching their review, and she was asking, she said she had a conversation with Jedi. He's another vlogger. I ain't been seeing him do these in a while, but he does do the have and have nots. He does a real good job of it with the full editing effects and everything. That's actually how I found out about them. But yeah, they were talking on Skype, and they were asking us, did we think that Erica and Candace give you snacker teas? Yeah, they do. I said that when I first seen Erica knock on her door and they was talking. That child, they give me snacker teas. Anyway, Candace is talking with Erica in this scene, and she's saying that she just got, she just worried. Just a minute ago she had the world and everything she wanted at the palm of her hands, and not everything that went amok, honey. She don't know what to do. She said she had Professor Cannon supposedly was gonna help her be able to take her bar exam early. Now he not answering the phone. Child, Erica say because he dead. And she shocked, like, what? She said, yeah, child, he was going down there in front of the university. His ex or something, some kind of mess was going on. Candace already know what that's all about, so that's one thing that she got to deal with. Then she say, she get to telling her that you should never cross someone who ain't got nothing to lose. That's someone to lose who she's crossed this war. And when she told Erica about that, Erica was like, girl, did you forget what he did to Jasmine and Tiffany? No, Tina and Jasmine. I want to know what he did to Tina and Jasmine. What Tina and Jasmine done to Wyatt? He did something, because they talking about Tina and Jasmine like they in the past tense form, as if they not no longer with us over here on planet Earth. So what he do to them and what they did to get there? Child, Candace is so scared and in her feelings now. She talking about maybe my mama was right. Now you got to be at an all-time low, especially when you a child like Candace and you sit up and say that your mama might be right, child. Erica ain't trying to hear that, though. She said, so you tell me your Bible thumping mama is right. That means my pastor daddy is right, too, and I ain't trying to hear that, She tell Candace, girl, you gonna have to figure out a way to get that man money back. Well, Candace thinking that she can get at least $100,000 from Miss DeLong. Erica like, girl, you think she really gonna come through with that money? Cause I don't. Do you? Okay. She also goes to talking about possibly mortgaging her place and Benny's place, but she say she can't tell Benny about it because Benny ain't got no limits. I kind of believe that, because Benny been a little different since he got hit by that car and had them surgeries and stuff, so I don't know. But she said that that's one of her only options that she had, but she can't get involved with him. Child, then they decide they need to go see Landy. I don't know what, child. Okay. Now, let's go back to Katherine, and she's still trying to get Jim and Veronica out of there. They in there with this lawyer, and Veronica is stunned that David is not trying to get her out. She started asking Katherine, and Katherine don't want to hurt her feelings and tell her, girl, he really ain't trying to help you. But Jim is ever present and ever evil. He tell her, stop lying to her and tell your friend the truth. After what that man had been through with her and seen her, spread it open and bust it wide all out on these photos and stuff, he probably want her to sit right in here with me and rot to death. He want her to sit up in here until she was like, sitting in jail. Tell you about them rot to death. That's how the kind of stuff he's saying David feeling about Veronica. Well, she go to Katherine and tell her to just tell me the truth. Is he really not trying to help me? And it's at that point, Katherine got to tell her that it don't seem like David is trying to do anything for you, okay? And of course, Jim, of course, wanted to make it even worse. Talking about he let her sorry ass die up in there. Well, Marty's saying that he gonna represent them both. And Veronica was like, nah, I represent myself. Marty tried to argue with her, and she said, child, I done beat you some 30 plus times. I'll represent myself, thank you. Okay? Now, next thing we going to see is Wyatt going over to the DA office to get his paperwork so he can roll down to the bank and get his 12 mil that he done already been spending on. The DA tells him, look, your mama is out. Okay? Not your dad. Wyatt scared still anyway because he know the wrath of Katherine can come swift and it can come quick. Okay, it can come swift and child, he ain't ready. This baby ain't ready for neither one of his parents. So he nervous, right? But she telling him just calm down because I strategically planned for their bail hearing to happen today to allow you time to get to that bank before they do. So he feeling a little bit better. So he gonna duck walking on down there to the bank to get his coins. Okay. Now let's go over to the crime mansion, okay? Where Hannah sitting amongst all them wine bottles and all that mess that Wyatt had when he was having his party up inside them folks' house, and in comes David claiming he looking for Hannah, okay? He say that he went by her house and then he gonna tell her, I'm sorry. I'm like, okay. And Hannah ain't here for that. Hannah was not here for none of it. Basically, she told him, cut the bull. I know y'all covered up that fact that Wyatt hit my son. And David gonna tell her due to legal obligations, he is not able to disclose any information to her on that. But he needs her. Now, this the trip part about it. He can't tell her nothing due to legal obligations, right? But he needs her to tell him what she know about her son and his wife. He said the night that he asked her, he said that night I came over there to get my truck, was my wife there? Hannah say, as Benny's mother, I'm not obligated to release any information to you. You need to go talk to your wife. He claimed like he's not looking for Benny for reasons other than to protect Benny, because when his wife gets involved with anyone, usually she wants something from them. And Hannah sat there for a minute. She let that there soaked in her head, and she looked up at him and told him, you must think I'm some ignorant black maid. Ask my son what you want to know about your wife. He said, I tried to. She said, well, what did he say? She said, he told me to ask my wife. Hannah said, I raised him better than that. I raised my kid. He was supposed to told you that he don't go ask your trifling ass wife, not your wife. I'm gonna have to talk to him about that because he know better. He know better. Obviously, that didn't sit well with David. Excuse me, because we hear David call Oscar and tell him he need to get in touch with some of his homeboys that he got, because what he want them Oscar to do is to have all Benny tow customers rerouted to another tow yard. Ain't that cold? Ain't that cold, child? Well, Wyatt done been down to the bank, child, and now he at the hotel. He up at the hotel finna get white boy wasted. You hear what I'm saying? And he telling this guy, I don't know who this guy is, but he telling him to purchase this condo for him, make it happen. And the dude is like, well, you know that's $3 million, right, Wyatt? And Wyatt like, make it happen. Child, he started running in and out that money and just not got his hands on it. He already got a prior drug debt, okay? He running up his drug tab. He gonna run through this money. My advice is, if Candace think hard and think quick and think smart, she'll know to get hold of this situation right here, because this boy is just, child, he's sitting there. I was screaming at the TV. Look, Candace, damn that, go holler at Wyatt. He's an easy target at this point. He already full of this. He full of the white girl. He already full of himself. He not the brightest star in the sky. We already know that. So won't you go on over there and hit him up? 12 mil. That's more than what you started off with, girl. Go on, hit that boy up and handle that there. Child. Oh, next thing we know is Wyatt pulls out this bag of sugar and inhales deep. I told y'all, this is why Candace need to get the coins from him. Because he the one going to be able to give her back her money. He the one. He going to be able to give her back what she lost and then some. Because he's so reckless in what he's doing. He started spending on this money before he even ever got it. Y'all remember the big sack of dope that he got from the other dude back at the mansion when he first found out that he may be able to get that coins and stuff out that inheritance? Child, I would be over here trying to get with Benny. With Wyatt, I get him. Now, let's go on down to the courthouse because it's bail hearing time, and the DA asking for no bail for Jim. And the judge agrees, and Jim kind of went off for a minute. He's saying that the judge had it out for him anyway, and that judge said, okay, well, I tell you what, since I had it out for you, I'm going to give you an additional 30 days. You want some more? Jim knew to shut up. Went on about your business. Gone back there to cell block D, baby, and we'll work on you later. Next comes Veronica, and I knew it. When it went so smooth for Jim to get put back there, I said he going back there by himself. Veronica ain't gonna go back to jail. I just knew it. Because one, she the villain of the show. She's one of them anyway. And child, Veronica is not no dummy, okay? Jim make a lot of stupid mistakes. Veronica she pretty much be on it. Honey, she get quiet, that means she thinking. Them wheels is turning, okay? Well, DA girl tried that same thing on her, no bail, but Veronica had a smirk on her face. Veronica told that judge, as an officer of the court, I am in no way obligated to disclose any information my client tells me. The judge asked the DA, are you reaching on this one? I mean, what's going on, Jen? Jen from Not the Block, okay? But child, DA said no, the son told me. He also said she don't represent him. The judge said this is not the case, and that will be handled at that time. But as of right now, he releases Veronica on her own recognizance, and the DA is crushed as Veronica passes on by her smiling. Child, Veronica is the main shepherd for the devil. I don't know why people keep trying her, but I sure hope in this season we see her get hers, because she do a lot and get away with a whole lot. Now let's go to the tow yard, and Mitch has noticed that no calls is coming into the tow yard, right? Even on slow days, they at least get 2 calls, but they ain't got nothing. So he asking Benny, what's the real tea? What's real tea here? We got Judge David Harrington coming by here, and then less than an hour later, we get no calls for business. You got shovels and lime all in the backseat of your car. What in the world is going on here? Benny is telling him that shit ain't related, okay? Ain't none of this related to each other. He calls his tow line, and he hear it ringing on the other side, but it ain't ringing inside the building, so he know what done went on, okay? I'm like, child, so Benny done got mad. He said he would go holler at David. And that's what he do. He go right on down there to the campaign headquarters, meet up with David there. And Benny said, look, I know you did something to my phone lines, but I don't play like that, bro. That's my business. That's my bread. That's my butter. What's up with you? What's up with you? Look, me and your wife messed around a few times. I don't care nothing about her. She probably don't care nothing about me. But I don't play these kind of games. Cut my phone line back right. Put my stuff back the way you got it from, the way you found it, okay? I'm going to need you to fix my stuff. And it seems as if they got into some type of tussle, okay? Because David feeling like, you know, don't think that because I'm an older man and I'm an officer of the court too that I won't get with you. But Ben ain't scared either, okay? So here they had this like almost little tussling session. Meanwhile, you got Maggie talking to Landon. She crying, talking about Landon, I should have listened to you. He don't want to have nothing to do with me. I should have never crossed Jim. No, you should not have ever crossed Jim. David. You should never have crossed David. You should have told David in that room when he asked you what the tea was, or you should have kept your mouth closed. If you weren't so busy trying to make him leave his wife, maybe it would have happened organically and you might have could have eased on in. But see, you went too far with trying to insert stuff there. And even though you've put all of this in his life, he still want his wife. So you did all of that in vain, girl. You did all of that in vain. But anyway, Landon coming there and tell him that Veronica done being let out of jail. Child, David done forgot all about this argument with Ben and everything else, baby. He don't want to argue with Ben. He run up out that door because he got to catch Veronica before she make it to that house. Because remember, it's a hit out for Veronica. And the minute she go home, they gonna cap and peel her wig, okay? But that's where the story ended off at this week. Child, look like it's getting good. It's look like it's getting pretty good. I'll be back down here next week to tell y'all what I seen and discuss it. If I left anything out, please feel free to put it down there in that good old comment section down there. But in the meantime, in between time, please like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys back on the next review, which will be American Crime. Peace.